Hall of Famer Michael Irvin and former first overall pick Keyshawn Johnson. Michael with 3 Super Bowl rings, Keyshawn with 1 with Tampa Bay. Michael, is this the golden age of wide receivers?
It's the golden age of opportunity for wide receivers. And I think that's ultimately what the article really means. You know, it's the golden age of opportunity for wide receivers. We now understand that it is great if you could go get chunk yards and make big plays, because the talent on defenses are so difficult to try to just matriculate that ball, running the football all the time. It's hard to do. They've opened up the game. They've opened up the game so you can bring in those fast receivers that can run all over the football field. They said no more touching them, running all over the football field. Allow them to run freely all over the football field. Golden age of opportunity. They said, oh, so you can't hit them until after they catch the ball. We came in with something called defenseless receiver. I never heard of it. Never heard of it when we were playing. You know what I mean? But we want to protect the people, and we want to protect the game. So I understand what we did. It's just the golden age of opportunity. Now, we talk about it. This golden age of opportunity, these receivers he's talking about playing when we played, it would be a whole different thing. He's trying to make this article as if these are the best wide receivers the league has ever seen. And that I push back on. Are they the most physically gifted? I can give you that. These are the fastest. These guys probably jump the highest and run and lift the most weights. But the best, the talented, when you had to catch a pass, when that dude we were just talking about, Dick Buckles, will separate your body from your body. Not just your body from the ball, your body from your body. Your body will leave your body saying, I'm out of here, man. That's the kind of hits you had to take. So I don't want to hear this. We guys that we're talking about so physically gifted right now, Key, we used to say couldn't play in the game. They couldn't play in the game. We had talented guys that run like Tyreek Hill. We had guys like that. They couldn't play in the game because they couldn't focus on the football and not the hit. That's what I'm saying. Guys now, they can focus on the football and not worry about the hit. So, yes, we got talent, we got gifts, but don't cross the line and say that they're better than those guys I've watched.
No, a playmaker right there. It's an opportunity. It's totally different now. They get free access all day long. And
you mean by free access?
Free access meaning nobody's really engaging them.
No.
And they don't have to be worried about running an 18-yard dig route in the backside safety and the front side safety coming to collide on you. They can catch the ball, tuck it, and then turn and look for certain things to do with the football. Tyreek Hill is explosive. Give him all that.
Right.
Davante Adams, one of my number 1 wide receiver in the NFL right now. Stefon Diggs right there with him. Right. Justin Jefferson. I mean, I go on and on about them. But when you talk about the golden age of wide receivers, I personally wish I was born
right now,
to be able to play with them and be able to be a part of what they were doing. I played 11.
You want all your skill sets. You
everything.
Just want to put it in this time.
I want to put it in this time.
This time.
And be able to be with one quarterback my entire, they call it 6 years. I don't need to be with one guy forever. Just give me 6 years with one dude instead of 17 over 11. 17 different quarterbacks over 11 years. One, okay? Because when you look at these guys right now, and I was thinking, I was trying to understand what Bucky was saying. I know Bucky very well. He played the position at North Carolina. He's been a scout, the whole deal. I was trying to understand what he meant. And I was saying, well, he can't mean over a stretched period of time, because I started thinking, I'm like, man, it was dudes like Rod Smith and Eddie McCaffrey and Michael Irvin and Dre Rison and Chris Carter and Randy Moss and Eric Mose and Eddie Kennison and myself. And I just started going on and on and on and thinking, I said, can't mean that. He must mean something different. And that's when Michael said, well, he's only talking about the skill sets and stuff. Their numbers in a 16, 17 game season is going to be better than our numbers because they're throwing the football more. They're throwing it way more. But even we threw it less, we was more efficient with the opportunities that we got. We were not getting 220 attempts. You know, we get our little 160, and that'll amount to 110 catches or something like that. So it's a little bit different. And on top of that, we were not tapping out.
And Key,
tapping out.
Key, when you talk these numbers too, though, hold on. I don't remember catching a pass behind the line of scrimmage. These guys get so many catches and behind the line of scrimmage. Well, I mean, come on. And all crossing routes, right? You run crossing routes because you're trying to get man coverage off you. Yeah. The reason you don't run speed guys on crossing routes, because when we ran crossing, you're going to get hit all cross. Every step. The cornerback going to hit you. The safety, if he's waiting. Each linebacker is going. So you still had to focus on catching the ball. Most of the time, these fast guys, they couldn't play in the league because they're form runners. Since they're hand kicking you all the way down the football field, you can't translate into a wide receiver because you can't run as fast when you're not in form and then catch the ball. That's why. So you get all that now because people can't touch you, and the receivers have a golden age of opportunity, not the golden age of the best
Skip real quick before you go. Michael was talking about the shallow cross routes crossers. I got hit by 2 dudes in my playing day, and I didn't even have a football. Chris Spillman up in Buffalo. Okay, he made me go to the sideline for a couple times. I was spitting up a little blood. I came back in the game.
Right.
And LeVon Kirkland. LeVon Kirkland cracked my sternum on a shallow cross. LeVon Kirkland was about 280 pounds playing middle damn linebacker.
Oh, my God, man. I'm talking about. And Key, they made it dangerous. Right now, everybody across the middle, you see all these raw crosses. You were scared to run crossing routes. You were going to get hit whether you had the football or not. It's just a different game. I understand what he means. And I'm not saying I'm not an old head. I think they did. All the changes they made in the game are right for the game. I'm just saying let's consider all of that when we're running our radio, like singing that song that Bucky Brooks trying to sing.
All right. I'm sure there are those out there saying we're a bunch of grumpy old men up here living in the past, but that's not what's happening. This is truth that they are spilling all over this table. I'm just here to remind you, right now, Justin Jefferson is it statistically in this league.
Bad dude.
Okay, I got it. But I looked last night at what Jerry Rice accomplished in this league over an expanse of time. Jerry is still 17,500 yards ahead of Justin Jefferson. Think about that, 17,500. Justin, wake me up when you get 17,500 more yards worth of catches. Wake me up when you get 169 more touchdown catches, because that's how far behind you are, Jerry Rice. And then allow me to say this in all objectivity, because I've said it for years about this man sitting to my right. To me, I have made the case that he was even more valuable than Jerry Rice, because his teams should have won 4 straight Super Bowls, if not 5 in a row. You had a chance. We can go on, I don't want to get you started about this, but listen, it was a dynasty, and he was the leader of the dynasty. He's called the playmaker for a reason, because he made nothing but huge plays at Giants, at what used to be Washington, at Philadelphia. Arizona, huge plays. It was 8-88. When it was 3rd and 8, it was 8-88. Troy Aikman to Michael Irvin. He made so many huge plays. He led that team in the locker room, on the sideline, in the huddle. He was a playmaker of the highest order, and I thought the most valuable receiver ever, even beyond a Jerry Rice, who was not the leader of the 49ers. He was a little more of a follower than a reader. But you want to talk about a route runner? He made it look so easy that it was effortless. I never saw him make what I thought was a great catch, because he didn't have to.
He made it look easy.
He just got there where he was supposed to be at the right time and just effortless caught the football. You want to talk about run after catch? I mean, he was unstoppable. So of today's receivers, Keyshawn brought him up. Davante Adams is really, really special good. He is the one, to me, where I watch him and I say,
he got some of the Jerry Rice.
Yeah, he's got some Jerry Rice. That's what I'm saying. But we got to let this breathe for a while. Over expansive time, can you keep this up? I know he's changed teams. He's gone from Aaron now to Jimmy G. Okay, let's see what keeps happening here. But when I watch route running, when I watch can't cover, when I watch 3 men try to stop one and they can't, I see Davante. The kids can all fight. Listen, Tyreek's the fastest man with shoulder pads and a football under his arm I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it before.
Right.
But to your point, the game fits him. It just fits him because he can fly like no one I've ever seen in
out of
in
form.
a time.
Out of form, like you said. He's holding up the do sign.
Yeah,
and I mean, he's running like with the do signs.
Yeah, if you could put fire on the bottom of his shoes, you would certainly see it. Another thing about, and much like you said, Skip, I'm not some old dude. I get it. I'm not an old dude, but in this day and age, unlike when me and Michael played, Michael a little bit older than me, came in a little earlier than me, but we, as a receiver, had to play multiple spots at times.
Yep.
We didn't have a specialty guy who was only a slot guy, who only lined up in the slot, never caught balls outside the number. It wasn't like that. You moved around to different places, whether it was matchups or whatever the case may be. Nowadays, the inside dude is a slot dude. That's all he playing. They gonna motion him to the slot. They gonna motion him across the formation to the slot. He ain't lining up on the outside edge of the numbers and then on third down, moving inside. Only do us a handful of them, maybe a handful. That's it.
And what we also see, and I thought Jerry Rice, Skip, was a great comp as we talk about yesteryear and now. Because Jerry Rice, for all intents and purposes, a lot like what you're seeing now, he ran a lot of those little shallow routes. You know what I mean? Jerry Rice ran a lot of those return motions quick to the corner for the touchdowns. And like these guys do now in the league, you know. But Key, a lot of times, now what we see is system beating system.
Yes.
So we could talk about a Cooper Kupp, and you could talk about Puka coming right on in doing the same thing to Cooper Kupp because he fits in that system.
Yeah. Yep.
And so now you're using that receiver in a system to beat your system. It's not receiver like, well, it's not a man beating a man. I saw Darrell Green, Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson, Aeneas Williams. All of these guys, I often say it. I often say it, but I'm joking, but I'm not lying. I often say, hey, I went through all gold jackets to get my gold rings, but I really did. I really did, because they really do. They lined up and followed you all over the football field. You couldn't put me inside and let me run a route against a linebacker. I went out, Deion followed me everywhere on the football field. So it was a different time. There was no system beating systems then. It was man beating man then. Now we got system beating systems and a lot of opportunities. So the golden age of opportunity.
And that's the best way to sum this up. They do have that going for them right here, right now. But we got to get back to Cowboys at 49ers. And this is the other ultimate question about this game. Can you trust Dak Prescott Sunday night at San Francisco?
Yeah, you the one said I didn't like it, but it sounds like you don't like it.
Dak got to trust Dak. Dak got to trust Dak. Dak got to trust Dak.
Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? Make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.